Hello, hello, hello! We are continuing in this part 7 video of how to understand skills in order to answer those two questions I introduced in the part 1 video. How to find a missing y value in an ordered pair given a slope, and also how to create an equation. So this is going to be part of how you can use a graphed line in order to find the slope and find your y-intercept value. Substitute those two values, the value of your slope, which is m, the value of your y-intercept, which is b, in order to create an equation. Hint, hint, this is very important in being able to answering those two questions. So I'm going to be giving you a graphed line. Okay, so understand how to find slope from a linear function, from a graphed line, right? A linear function, just fancy for straight line, right? A graphed straight line. And a graph straight line, the form you have for the equation is y equals mx plus b. If you can find the slope and you know where the line intercepts and crosses the y-axis, you can fill in these values and you have an equation of your linear function. So let's just jump right on into it. I'm going to show you a lot of stuff. I don't want you to panic. I'm going to go over everything step by step, slowly, okay? Don't worry, there's a lot of information on this page, but I want to go over with you very slowly and explaining everything you see here. Now remember, y equals mx plus b, where the slope, the value of your slope, we substitute into the formula. Where the y-intercept is, we substitute that into from the formula, and you've created the equation of the graph line. So I want to show you, this is the graph line here. Okay, it is graphed to scale. And so this is the graph line that I created for this problem. I want to point out here is 0, 0, the origin, right? You always start at that origin 0, 0 when you're graphing ordered pairs. And this point here, right, is where the graph crosses the y-axis. And what is that called? That's called our y-intercept, where x is 0, and in this example, y is a positive 1. X is 0, y is 1. That's our b value, or y-intercept. So down here, I can substitute a positive 1 for my b value. All right, now I'm one step away from creating the equation based upon the graphed line. So let's continue moving forward. Now I have this graph line. I need to find out what my slope is. And some of you may have already discovered, hey, the slope is 1. And remember, it's always, always, always a fraction. The numerator, or top part of the fraction, represents the y value, positive or negative. And the denominator, in this case an invisible 1, represents the x value, positive or negative. So again, let's take a look at this graph. A lot of stuff is here. I just don't want to confuse you. I don't want to confuse you. So remember, in video 5, I showed you how you could go from any point on the graph line. And if you're not familiar with this, please revert back to video part 5 of the series. I show you how the slope is rise, right? That's your y value. That's the top part of your fraction, over run. That's your x value. And you can go from an ordered pair to an ordered pair to show the slope. And in this example, 3 for y, 3 for x, 3 over 3 reduces down to 1, or 1 over 1, right? We have a y over x value. Okay? Or you can go down from ordered pair to ordered pair, right? What is 3 doubled? Going down. That's a negative 6. What is 3 doubled going in the negative x direction? That's a negative 6. What is a negative 6 over negative 6? Oh, that's a positive 1, or positive 1 over 1, right? Another way to look at this ordered pair down to this ordered pair here, right here on the line, creates that triangle we're talking about. And then you go down 6 for y. That's a negative 6 on top. Over negative 6 in the x direction is a negative 6 on the bottom. And a negative 6 over a negative 6 is a positive 1 over 1. And if this is confusing, please take a look at part 5 video. I show this and I explain it in many different ways. Take a look here. I'm going to go from this ordered pair. Remember, we're looking on trying to find our slope. We already know our y value is 1, right? So I substituted that 1 for b. Here I'm going from this ordered pair to this ordered pair. I'm going to create a triangle. Up 1 on the y, positive 1 on the x. 1 over 1 is the slope of this graph line. Let's say I go from this ordered pair, I go down 5. I can also go over 5, negative 5, over negative 5. Negative over negative is a positive. 5 over 5 is a 1. Our slope is a positive 1, or 1 over 1. So in writing this equation, y equals x plus 1 is the equation of this line. Now, can I put 1 here? I absolutely can put 1 here. Y equals 1x plus 1. Can I put a 1 over 1? I absolutely can. 1 over 1, x plus 1. They all mean and equal the same thing. Y equals x plus 1 is the same as y equals a 1 in front of the x plus 1, which is the same as y equals 1 over 1 x plus 1. 1 over 1 is 1. All three of those equal the same thing. Although typically in mathematics, you'll just see y equals x plus 1. All right, I'm going to go down and show you the written out explanation of all of these triangles. And if I'm going too fast, please stop, pause, rewind. And I'm just showing you here again. Slope equals m. M is your slope. It's always y over x, rise or fall, over run, right or left. In this case, positive 3 for y, positive 3 for x is the 1 over 1 value. We went down 5, we went down negative 5, we went over negative 5. Negative and negative is a positive 1 over 1, or just 1 with that invisible 1. We went down 6. That's a negative direction in the y, so that's a negative 6 to create the triangle. We went over negative 6 in the x direction. Negative and negative give me a positive. 6 over 6 is 1 over 1, or just 1. Remember, slope is always a fraction, always a fraction. And if you can see here is an example, I went up 1 on the y, up 1 on the y. I went over 1 on the positive direction on the x, positive 1 on the x. Y over x, 1 over 1 equals a slope of 1. So that is how you can use a graphed equation in order to find, that's how you can use a graph in order to find what the equation is. Y equals mx plus b. Substitute your m, substitute your y-intercept, the b value. You've created that equation. Hey, math is easy. Take it step by step. If I've helped you, please help me continue to bring these videos to you. Thank you for your time.